London, the Lion's Den. Don't matter if you were raised here or you just got here. You learn to fight. Or this city will swallow you whole.
So I absolutely loved the series. It was so gripping and it almost felt like an education in a lot of ways. This is created by Stephen Knight, who is most known for Peaky Blinders. Were you fans of his before starting this project, of his work? And were there any new methods, creative methods he used that were new to you?
Who's Stephen?
Stephen Knight.
Joking.
No,
I mean, go on, go on.
we all loved him. We were all talking about, Peaky Blinders, SAS, all the shows.
Yeah.
We're very, very lucky. Creative methods. I don't think.
Stephen Knight would have to answer that question. I don't know what his process is with his writing. But echoing what James says, who isn't a fan of Peaky Blinders? That's a sort of global phenomenon, isn't it? So we're fingers crossed we might follow suit. Who knows?
Yeah. And this series is set in 1880s England and inspired by real life figures. What kind of research did you do in preparation for this role? And was there anything that surprised you?
Jason,
For me, it wasn't so much doing research on the character that I played, Mr. Lau. It was really about researching the time period and of London in the 1880s, and particularly the East End, and then obviously reading about Hezekiah Moscow, Mary Khan and the 40 Elephants, and True Goodson, and then understanding what it must have been like for people who were just literally fighting for survival at that time. And to be honest, like that stuff is not difficult to relate to, right? Because life is tough, whether it's 2025 or 1880. So, but yeah, just reading up about the history was good fun.
We're all unemployed actors. We can relate to the struggle.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
And speaking about relating to it, Francis, you have Jamaican heritage. Jason, you were born in Hong Kong. How did your own experience of being part of two different cultures help you really get into the mindset of your characters?
I think, striving for better and, having ambition is a universal experience. I think Alec Monroe, he left Jamaica having loved Jamaica for a dream, and I think many people can relate to that. So I share that experience in that sense, but it's again like a huge honor playing someone that is from the same country that I was born in, and like being able to tell that truth so early on in my career, it's just a privilege.
For me, coming from Hong Kong, I always felt like I wasn't Chinese enough in Hong Kong, and when I'm in the UK, I don't feel like I'm British enough, and so as a result, you sort of build up strategies to be able to fit in wherever you live or wherever you are, strategies to be accepted, to be liked, and so or to hide, in some instances. And those things all come in handy when you're playing Mr. Lau, because he's using those same strategies too.
And I think just off the back of that as well, it's like, I don't know, as a Jamaican, I don't know, we don't try and fit in the spaces. We try and change shapes of spaces. And I think this is, Alec is so representative of that, of like going to a place and trying to change the shape of the place as opposed to trying fitting in.
Yeah, that's definitely felt in the series. And one thing I love about this,
to come from Essex as well. You put with things like the only way is Essex. That's a burden. But I try to break down those barriers.
one thing I love about this series is that it's not typical. The sport of boxing isn't just boxing. It's a way to fight for survival, gain respect, almost climb a social ladder. James and Daniel, how did this shape the way you portrayed your characters and their role in the underground boxing scene? Because it's not a typical boxing drama.
I was obviously playing Punch Lewis, and so I approached it in a very sort of theatrical way. That was the function of the character, to bring those big sort of blue coat boy in boxing nights. It was seen as the kind of event of the week, the theatre of its day. So I guess I focused on trying to sort of physically bring that to the character, really, and how, you know, vocally sounded. So I sort of lent into all of that sort of vaudevillian aspect of the character, and I was there to really whip the audience up into a frenzy and then offer it over to the actors who are playing the boxers so brilliantly.
I think for me it was more like the relationship between Sugar and Treacle, two boxing brothers, and there's an opportunity to go into boxing Queensberry rules, and all that we've known so far is the underground bare knuckle boxing. But what I wanted to say is it's probably harder to watch your brother fight than it is to fight yourself. I know I've got mates, the Smith brothers, 4 boxers from Liverpool. You know, we've all gone on to have professional careers, 2 of them world champions, the other 2 brothers European, British and whatnot. And they always say, I'd rather be in the ring fighting than be outside the ring watching. And I remember, like, there was a bit where I was watching Sugar and Hezekiah fight, and I'm not going to give a spoiler away, but it is that thing of, I wish I could get in there and fight for him. And I think that's the beauty of what Stephen's written here is there's a lot of the story told through the boxing rather than us telling the story of the boxing, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely loved that part. You can really feel it through the scenes. And the show has a lot of intense scenes, as you mentioned, watching the fights, the brutality. How did you cut that tension behind the scenes? How did you let loose a bit?
I mean, we were lucky. The whole cast and crew, the production put together, everyone was sound. We were all good people, do you know what I mean? And we all had a laugh on set. And Danny mentioned before, like, you know, there was days where people are coming in dress up days and they'd like leopard print days, and people would wear leopard print shirts, leopard print trousers or tartan, and it was just a family aspect on set. We did just have a laugh. That was...
Yeah,
because I mean, we shot 2 seasons back to back, which is kind of unheard of, really. I mean, it shows a sort of huge vote of confidence that Disney have in the show itself. So, I mean, in total, how many months was it? It was 10 months, which is, the majority of the year. So that sense of family and camaraderie. I know everybody always says that about their shows, right? But this is totally true with this show. It was just a joy to be on set every day.
Yeah, well, I'm so glad there's a second season. I can't wait to see what happens next. And final question, out of all the cast, who do you think would do the best in a boxing ring?
Well, these guys were they did all of the training. I mean, I would put any of the actors playing the boxers right up there, really.
Yeah. I'd stick Francis in with one of these Love Island kids. You know what I mean? That's what I'd like to see. I'll pay to watch that. Or Stephen. Let's get Stephen get in there with them.
Perfect. And who would you want in your corner for you if you were in the ring? Who would you want championing you?
Yeah, Anna Walters.
I'm gonna say Jason.
Sweet.
I'm gonna say Jason.
I'm in your corner, bro. I'm in your corner.
Well, great. Thank you, guys. I love the series. Can't wait for it to come out. And nice to meet you all.
Nice to meet you. Take care.
Thank you.
Take care.
He doesn't get to just walk in here and take everything from me.
I'm done, I'm sick of the talk with a smiling faces, not anymore.
He's already taken it all.
Been in the gutter, I come from the mud, I can give you a talk.
And you just let him. Don't take my protection for granted.
And may the good Lord have mercy on your soul!
This may be the bottom of the barrel, but we are going to float elegantly all the way to the top.
My name is Hezekiah Masco, and I am here to fight like my people are watching.
Ready for more, ready for more.